Uh,
Okay, so let us proceed to your art, and I share the screen, okay?
yes.
And so let's begin here because I was impressed with with the fact that their eyes are closed and they look
Mm,
very statuesque, like statues.
yes. Mm-hmm. Well, the Buddha image was is the one in blue. It's a
Mm,
it's a fairly large painting, about 24 by 18.
mm,
So this was a painting process that I did with Whitney Freya, and she has a workshop, which is the Buddha, and going on into all of the steps of the Buddhic nature in our minds and creating peace through painting. So yes, this Buddha is very statuesque, and his eyes are closed because he's looking within.
mm. Oh,
So, and you see many, many statues of Buddha in this way.
yes.
So you see symbols around him. There's a mandala, there's a small elephant, and that small elephant is, there are two stories about the Buddha and the elephant. There's one story where the Buddha was walking along the road, and all of a sudden a wild elephant got loose, and everyone was running, but the Buddha just stayed there and waited for the elephant. And when the elephant came, he recognized the being of light that he had before him, and he got on his knees and blew his trunk, and lotus flowers began raining from the sky. So
Mm,
that's why that elephant is there. Hmm.
okay.
So
And
my artwork is intuitive. So these are things that come up, shadows that I see in the different layers of the painting, and I bring them forth as part of the painting. So when I finish a painting, it's really meaningful for me because I've gone through this whole process, bringing forth whatever it is, the end product. And it has gone from marks on the paper or the canvas to become a work of art that hopefully will bless someone's home and environment.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a question. Aren't the
Yes.
Buddhists, aren't they heavy set? He's thin.
No, no.
That's
That
a
Buddha that that Buddha that you're speaking of is a Chinese rendition of the Buddha and is
uh,
one of the manifestations of the Buddha. So, do you know that the Virgin Mary, her manifestations are thousands. She showed
yeah.
up for the
Yeah.
people, and so in the same way, the Buddha, depending on the culture and the region where this Buddha, most of the Buddhas are thin, like that one that you saw,
Yeah.
and the eyes are usually closed because the Buddha is telling you the story. Look within is the teaching of the Buddha. There you will find the source for your suffering, and also there you will find your own liberation and enlightenment.
And the other Buddha looks like
The
she's a
other was
woman.
not, that was not a Buddha, and there are female Buddhas. The
Oh,
painting
yeah?
that I have behind me is the Tara, and she
Uh,
is a female Buddha.
but this one is
So
really
this
beautiful.
one is, I painted this at the beginning of the pandemic. I at first I just couldn't paint and I couldn't do anything. It was, we all went through this process. It was really weird. And then I said, I have to do something because I'm gonna go crazy, locked up in my house. So I began drawing. And this I began as an honoring to Mother Nature and Mother Earth. So when you look at her, she looks like she comes from the dirt, from the earth. And she's got some green and she's got flowers in her hair that are beginning. And she's also looking within herself because we were all in this process where many of us were alone. And we had to begin looking within and looking at ourselves and our lives in ways that we never thought would happen. So
But she
that's
looks
why her eyes
soft.
are closed. Yeah,
Yeah.
she is. She's more feminine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Okay. So,
Okay. So these two ladies. So the first lady with the flowers in her hair was came to me in response to what was happening in the United States with the murder of Floyd.
I did.
mm,
Black
Yeah,
lives.
that really that was a hard time for me, and it brought up a lot of stuff from my youth, and it was really hard. So I decided to work it and work through it with my painting. Work to the through the hurt and the pain that I was feeling, and I feel that everyone was, you know, the collective. And I think we were all going through that process. And because every news and everything that is so available to us now through the news and through the internet, you know, we all get to see things that before we didn't get to see. So something that had been happening for centuries now came up on the screens of our computers and our television sets. And I think it touched all of us. So one of the last things that he said was mama. So
Mm,
that brought to me, you know, the Divine Mother. And I think this painting especially this painting is in a way in which the Divine Mother will step forth and take care of her children no matter what is happening. We see it in the art of the Virgin of Guadalupe, and she comes as a response to the native people in Mexico and in all of
Mexico.
South America being murdered as a process of colonization. And she comes forth. She was originally the Divine Mother in Mexico, but since she could not show up in that way anymore because the people would be killed, she showed up as the Virgin Mary. This is the way I see it. Divine Mother does not discriminate for religion or gender or in any kind of way. So this was the mother coming forth and stretching her arm out to him and to all who have suffered because of religion or racism or whatever it is that you have suffered. She's giving you her hand. She's showing you that the flowers are there. The white roses are there waiting for you.
okay. I love that. And she looks so young here. She's
Yes, so she is Divine Mother. I'm not saying she's the Virgin Mary or that she's Tarot, but just the archetype of Divine Mother. When this woman is asking, this man is asking for his mama in his last breath, Mama comes forth and gives him her hand and accompanies him on his journey on the other side.
yes.
Okay.
So move on.
And these ladies are the one on the left of your screen, that one is a journal entry. And I just began her as an intuitive process, and she just came forth. And I was doing layering, and all of a sudden I saw the face, and then I began to build up the face. And you asked me how tarot relates to this. So many times I would just pull a card and whatever that card says to me, and I will write the question that comes up for me on the canvas and allow the painting process and the layered painting process to answer that inquiry for me.
Okay.
So the lady with the flowers was at some point when astrologically Venus was very prominent, and uh, and this is my version of Venus,
Mm,
which is another version of the goddess of the mother energy. Beauty, sensuality, everything that is feminine.
yes. I love the way you use those huge, they look like roses, and I love the
Yes.
way you incorporate them. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, my as time has gone on, my painting has become, I would say, more bold. I like to fill up. If I have a canvas and I have a piece of paper or whatever it is, a piece of wood, why would I use just a little bit of it? You know, so I try to fill it with whatever it is that I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Hmm.
So here I move to something completely different, and
Yes.
I want to know the inspiration
Yes,
behind.
because then I started experimenting with abstract, and abstract art looks really easy, but let me tell you, it's not. Abstract art, you have to know about composition and values and balance and all of that to make an abstract piece that is interesting, you know? So we have had during the year 2020 and the beginning of 2021 some really big and unique astrological alignments
Yes,
that
beginning
have
of
been
2020.
very, very aligned with things that have been going on around the world. And if you do a search on Google, you're going to find different events that happen on those dates. So I've been really looking into that and feeling into it and studying it. As a result of my tarot studies, uh, I got more into astrology, and I just began putting paint on this canvas, and then I started seeing those planets and the triangles and the pyramids just coming up.
I
So
love
it's an abstract. It
Yes,
is, but you can kind of feel that cosmic feel and vibe in it.
absolutely.
Yes. And the one with the bird and the feathers was just creative inspiration. This is what happens when you let go and you just let paint speak for itself, and then you just follow your hand and let it move. So one of these feathers is an actual feather
Yeah, I can see
that
that.
my husband brings me feathers that he finds. He knows I love them. So he brought a feather and I just glued it onto the painting, and the other one I drew.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
So this bird is just flying and flowing with the currents of life.
You know some? I didn't see the bird.
Oh, you did?
I I I was wondering what bird is she talking about? Now I see the bird. But
Okay.
but you know what I did see that you don't see because it's crazy. I see a woman's eyelashes. Now you
Oh,
don't see
instead,
that.
Huh?
yeah, those are the feathers. Yeah, so that's what abstract
Ah,
art
that's
is.
what you
That
saw?
it's yeah. She sees those feathers and she's seeing them as eyelashes. The
Okay.
Yeah,
feathers. Yeah, I
yeah.
can see that. So as we can see, everything is up for perspective and interpretation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And what
love.
means something to me, and maybe I paint something, a face or whatever, and someone else sees something else.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, okay, I stopped the screen sharing. Just a sec. Stop share. And we get back here. And wow, this is it was really insightful, very, very insightful. Do you ladies, anyone in the audience? And Liz Daniel says, great paintings, John. Nice to see you. And
Thank
Heather,
you.
you just came in. You can watch the replay after we finish the interview, and it will be posted on my Facebook page. So it's no problem. I'd love it if you share it wherever you can, so that people will get. I think there are so many insights in what you told us this evening, and it was
This afternoon.
amazingly interesting. So, do you have any ladies on with us on the Zoom? Anybody wants to say something?
I'd like to say that it has been very enlightening. Uh, I I I have a new perspective on this, and although I had been around it for years, it's been here for forever uh, before me, and uh, I didn't think it was so full of insight. That's the truth. I
Hmm.
thought it was just very superficial thoughts. But I thank you. I really do.
Thank you. Thank
We'll
you.
talk more about that.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
So, John, do you have some words for the audience before we wrap this up?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here and speak about what I love and what I'm passionate about. And you began by saying that I am a person who believes in not giving up on your dreams, because becoming an artist was my dream as a child. And for many, many years, I put it aside. And then something happened that got me going in the direction that I had always wanted to go. So, what that means is, you have to practice and you have to study and you have to be dedicated. But if you're willing to do that, it doesn't matter what age you are. I am 65 years old. I'm a grandmother. I have 5 grandchildren. And I feel like I have a lot to do, a lot ahead of me. I have projects and things that I want to do, paintings that are waiting to be painted, and healings that are waiting to happen, and growth and evolution that I have to go through.
Undergo.
So to me, it's really a privilege to be able to work with people and help them in any way that I can. And that makes me really happy. So I'm happy to do this. And remember, don't give up.
Yes. So thank you
It's good.
so much. I'm very happy that we were here this evening. It took us an hour and a half, so you had a lot to tell
It
us.
did?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
And the replay will be posted here on Facebook, and it will be posted on Instagram and on YouTube. So thank you very much, everyone. I see that the people who were watching is Liz and Heather and Irma and Diane, and those who were with us live all the time. And if you haven't seen everything, I really recommend watching it from the beginning, because so many insights about the tarot, and I think you're going to love it. So thank you so much, John. And
Thank you, and thank everybody for being here and for watching.
bye
Gracias.
and good
Bye
night.
bye. Blessings for
Adiós.
everyone.
Dios te cuide.
Bye.
Bye bye.